I welcome y'all to the PPL live show. Shit's liver than a California sideshow. On the board, all the teams talking mad shit, especially when the squad gets their ass kicked. PPL's like a bad bitch with an ass lift. Everybody wants to get some action. Making trades while we're drafting. One of a kind, no other they can match it. PPL ever coming to you live. 12 years strong and we're never gonna die. Real talk so you know we never lie. Betting down 50 trying to win the whole pie. Let's get this shit cracking. Welcome to the best sports show on the planet. Damn it. Tune in to the PPL live show. Kick your feet up like the blunt, get your eyes low. PPL gets you ready for the week. Co-host Matt Page shows hate when he speaks. Gino when the Jake gonna speak what he see. PPL motherfucker, I'm a OG. I'm ready for the shit to get started. Time to find out who's good and who's garbage. It's time to find out who the next champ is. Trying to win the whole pot. Time to go cash in. World War III. Time to load up your team. Hit the battlefield, leaving blood on the scene. You can speak what you think. I don't care what you mean. Focused on me, steady building my team. Now I'm sicker than COVID-19. EJ hops on the throne, but I'm coming for a seat. So's everyone else in the league. I just don't see a challenger stronger than me. With that said, dog, I'm ready for war now. Like I'm strapped in the hood, kicking doors down. PPL is my game now. Used to be fun, but the shit ain't a game now. Bringing the pain now. Opposition's laid down. Done with the flow, dog. Nothing left to say now.
And that was our man Charlie White giving us the 2020 intro to PPL Live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Gino the Gent here. We are here. It is week 11. Yes, week 11, and there are 6 teams still vying for playoff spots here in the PPL. Ulysses as Hate is on the line. We're going to jump into week 11, but first, let's take a look back week 10, starting with Patty's Twins leaving, no doubt, in the prestige matchup of the week against the Argonauts. 141 to 126. Squad underestimated gets it done 124 to 92. United play as the Destroyers without a coach or a kicker. Defeat the first place GAFF attack 122 to 81. The Baby Gas team gets the upset of the season, finally outscoring the Mean Machine 135 to 102. And Appease the Gods keeps their season alive, defeating the Skulls 109 to 103. Alrighty, and we're going to give you our Leave No Doubt Players of the Week. Ulysses, hit us with your Leave No Doubt Player of the Week, man.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Josh Allen. The way that he was able to rally the UP, I really didn't think that they were going to be able to do this. The guy threw the ball almost 50 times last week.
Right.
Just really got it done on the ground. Scored almost 30 points with 2 INTs. So, again, UP, I've been giving him some heat for not playing this guy enough. He got him in, and with the connection to Beasley, easily took care of the GAFF.
Right, yes. Josh Allen had 29 points, almost 30 there on 284 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, adding another 38 on the ground. I'm going to go to the other conference, and I'm going with Big Ben Roethlisberger as my Leave No Doubt Player of the Week. Big Ben had 333 yards and 4 touchdowns to lead the BGT in the upset of the season. No one saw that one coming, man. Big Ben, who was a guy that they actually traded for, got it done for them in a big-time matchup. And now let's turn our attention to week 11 as we jump back into the Omega Conference for our first matchup as Patty's Twins takes on the Skulls. All right, man, so here we are. These two teams I would think would have both been at about this record. The Skulls have fallen on hard times, fallen to Appease the Gods in a really close matchup to drop to 4-6. And Patty's Twins doing what they do, getting better in that November-December time, knocking off their rival, the Argonauts, who they've beaten on many occasions, including last season, to keep their Omega Conference title hopes, not just playoff hopes, alive, man. What do you think of this matchup? Twins, Skulls.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this matchup. I think really the Skulls, they're a much better team than this record indicates.
Right.
But I think that other teams know exactly how that feels.
Yeah, definitely.
The gods demand sacrifice of us all. But this one had a lot of fireworks the last time they played, and I think that the Skulls get revenge this week.
Okay.
I think that Aaron Rodgers and company struggle against Indianapolis. They've ground a lot of high-flying offenses to a halt.
Right.
And I think it happens this week. Looking down, I mean, they really don't have a good defense option. I mean, the Colts playing Green Bay, I mean, you're basically hedging your bets with two Green Bay players, and the Eagles are garbage.
Okay.
And, I mean, going to Cleveland, that may be a low-scoring game and maybe where you want to go.
Right.
I look at the other side, that Joe Burrow-Washington game, I think, should be good. I
Yeah.
mean, Kareem Hunt, if we're in the winter months of football, I think Aaron Jones will probably have a decent day. I expect this Arizona game to be high scoring. So
right.
DK and Tyler, I mean, may have a lot, just how that Arizona-Buffalo game went last week. I mean, I like the Chargers against the Jets. They've been terrible. I like the Vikings against Dallas. Also terrible. Dalvin Cook's been unstoppable. They just going to probably hand him the ball and just win this game.
Right.
I think that the Skulls roll, get it, and make a playoff run a little more challenging for the Twins. I think that they've been driving hard, but they've got the longest streak in the league right now. I believe 3 straight wins, and I think that it actually comes to a halt this week.
Okay.
I'm going to say that the Skulls get it 122 to 111.
All right, man. This is a really tough matchup and a really good matchup despite the records being inverse. But I'm going to go Patty's Twins for a few reasons. I think that Aaron Rodgers is one of the better, even though he's an outdoor quarterback, he plays awesome in domes. He plays great in New Orleans. He plays great in Detroit. He always plays good inside, and I think that he'll have another good matchup against the Colts. I think the Colts impressed people with their offense last week, not necessarily their defense. I mean, there were times that they shut down Ryan Tannehill, but Ryan Tannehill is no Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be just fine in that matchup. I like Antonio Gibson. He had 2 touchdowns last week. I think that he's able to continue that. He's their goal line back, and Washington's moving the ball a lot better. So I think Gibson is a decent play, and he can catch the ball. He was a receiver in college. Keenan Allen against the Jets is a good one, and then Higgins could bite into Joe Burrow because that's all Joe Burrow had last week. Now on the Skull side, Mr. Burrow looked really, really bad against the Steelers. The Redskins aren't just that easy of a defense to just sneeze at. I think that Joe is having a little bit of some rookie lumps, and we might see more of it at Washington. I like Kareem Hunt, but Nick Chubb is back, and Nick Chubb is the better guy. And then we look at Aaron Jones. He could affect Aaron Rodgers' scoring potential, so that is something good there. Tonight, we expect tonight to be high scoring. We'll see. But it seems like it's either one or the other with DK or Tyler Lockett. You got to roll the dice there. I love the McLaren play. But I'm going to go with the Twins in a close one. I like the coach for the Twins. I think Dallas is probably more likely to pull an upset than the Jaguars. I got the Twins winning this matchup 127 to 117. And moving on to our next matchup, we jump into the Alpha Conference as the Baby Gas team takes on Squad Underestimated. All right, man, so these two teams jumped up in the Alpha Conference last week, knocking off 2 of the Alpha Conference's elite. BGT upsetting the Mean Machine, which was the bigger surprise because we kind of expected Squad Underestimated to get it only for the boss who didn't have his Chiefs in line. What do you think of this matchup of the 2 upset-minded teams? Something's got to give. Somebody can get 2 in a row here. BGT, Squad Underestimated.
Love what these teams did on so many levels last week. Getting at these other teams, I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, I was much more impressed with what the Baby Gas team did because, I mean, frankly, they just couldn't get to that scoring level that team had. They got at them.
Right.
Looking at the other side, I mean, Squad was supposed to win. They took care of business, looked good. I mean, Kyler's looking like the guy.
Really like
watching this guy play. The big question is Chris Carson. I mean, ever since he's been acquired from a piece of the gods, he's been, when he's been in the lineup and healthy, he's been a workhorse.
Right.
Problem is he's missed a few games in that stretch. I think that's my one concern here. I think that things go back. I think the Buccaneers coach D is risky, especially against a Rams team that I think can definitely win. But I think at home it's probably a safer play, especially with the Texans playing New England. That could go any number of ways.
Right.
Lions are not great, so that they could also lose that game very easily. I just like the talent on the side of Squad, and really Tyler again. He's playing like a lights out. I mean, every week. So I think that against Seattle defense that has been terrible, he's going to thrive, and I think Squad gets it behind another Kyler Murray, leave no doubt kind of performance.
Okay.
I say he hits this one up 124 to the BGT's 98.
Okay. I'm going to go the other way. I think that we saw it last week with the BGT. That trade actually came through for them because although I gave Big Ben the league no doubt player of the week, Josh Jacobs was a monster last week. He's the guy that was the biggest piece that he acquired in that Dalvin Cook trade. So at least he got something back that's of a comparable scoring potential. AB actually looked pretty good. He had about 10 points. He's got a touchdown in him. So I think if he's able to score, that can even raise his value. Of course, we also know AB was back in the news for not the right reasons. Will Fuller is a home run threat waiting to happen. And I think that with the Texans being back at home out of the rain, and New England showing that they can give up some deep stuff. I like Will Fuller as a good play. Now, on squad underestimated side, I love Kyler, and I actually like the Adam Thielen play, too. Adam Thielen had 2 touchdowns on Monday night quietly, and they're playing Dallas. Kenny Galladay is going to get back in the lineup. He's a guy that when he does play, he's awesome. When he doesn't play, obviously you can't use him. Mark Andrews, Tyler Fulgham. Squad's got a lot of reasons for optimism in this matchup. But I just like what the BGT's got going on. Now, they do have to replace Evan Ingram in the lineup. But I like Moore and I like AB at receiver. I'm going to go BGT, pulling a slight upset here. 112 to squad underestimated is 107. And moving on to our next matchup, we go back into Omega as the United Players, the Destroyers, take on Appease the Gods. All right, man. So these two teams, they're in opposite positions. Obviously, the United Players, the Destroyers, pulled a big upset. They both pulled big upsets last week. But the UP, they're obviously, scraping the bottom of the barrel. Appease the Gods is trying to rise like the cream of the crop. They rose from the dead last week, beating the Skulls. I didn't expect that win. And they need this one, and they probably can get it. United Players knocked off the Omega Conference first place team. We had the GAFF as a shoe-in for that Imperial throne, but United Players might have threw that into doubt. What do you think about this, man?
Yeah, I think I was super impressed with the UP last week, but I think that it's not altogether all that surprising. This team did again win the Omega Conference last year. He's finally started to set his lineup.
Right.
Hasn't done it as of yet.
Yeah.
But I think that he will, and but I think really not having Josh Allen and Cole Beasley. These guys combined for close to 60 last week. That's going to be detrimental.
Right.
I look at others. Steelers D, Chiefs coach. Those should be locks. I think that this is going to be an extremely close matchup. The first time it was decided by less than 2 points. I think that it might be a similar tight, close finish.
Okay.
I do ultimately think that Appease the Gods gets it done. I'm more confident this week just because how Tennessee performed last week.
Yeah.
I think Lamar and company can get at them. I think that the Chiefs in general are going to be coming for the Raiders.
Okay.
I've been reading reports all this week that, they was taking victory laps at Arrowhead.
Wow.
Andy Reid is not feeling it.
Okay.
So I think that the Chiefs are going to be coming for it.
All right.
They made, Appease the Gods, hasn't really made a ton of moves this season.
Yeah, they've been pretty, slower than they've normally been.
Yeah, and had to make 2 last-minute starts at running back last week that paid dividends.
Yeah.
I think that they similarly this week are keeping guys in. This team just looks a lot different than the team that was drafted. You look between injuries and the bye this week.
Right.
They don't have three keepers in this matchup. So I think Appease the Gods as a team is kind of going through a challenge of heart. And we're trying to find out which guys are potentially in a playoff run. The fact of the matter is, if they lose this matchup,
it's over. Yeah.
I think that they get it, though. I think that they've got the intangibles. I think Tom Brady played well last week, but I just don't think that he matches Josh Allen's scoring potential.
Yeah.
And I think that Appease the Gods, they, again, win another close one here. I'm going to say that they win this one 114 to 110.
Okay. This is a tough matchup to pick because I could totally see the United Players not, again, setting their lineup just like they did it last week and Appease the Gods running away with this one. Or I can see them setting the lineup and they run away with this matchup. This is a really tough one to pick here. I'm gonna lean on them not setting their lineup because they didn't do it last week. They really won based on the fact that they just were better than the GAFF. This week, I don't think that without a quarterback and a number one receiver, you're going to be able to get the same results. Now, yeah, you can get a lot out of the Chiefs coach and Harrison Butker, but I like a team with a full lineup. I think that's why I'm going to lean ATG's way. Now, Lamar Jackson, I think that Tennessee-Baltimore game is going to be pretty high scoring. And I think Lamar, he's going to want to show something. I mean, Tennessee really, they started the Lamar Jackson decline in the AFC playoffs last year. So maybe this is where he rises back up. I do like the Edwards-Helaire play. And this Ahmed kid for the Dolphins, to me, he looked just as good, if not better, than Myles Gaskin. I mean, he was running guys over. He was running hard, and he was really making plays for ATG last week. I see that they're going heavy with the Dolphins with Devontae Parker. Devontae's a very talented receiver, but I think Tua's more like a Drew Brees, a dump-off kind of guy, and Devontae's more of a big play guy. So we'll see how those talents merge. I like Eric Ebron at tight end, and I'm going to go with ATG. I don't think United players set their lineup. I'm going ATG 117 to the United players 99. And moving on to our next matchup, we go into a pivotal Alpha Conference matchup as the Mean Machine takes on the Argonauts. All right, man, so here we are. This is a big matchup in Alpha. This could very well decide who wins the Alpha Conference title. The Mean Machine rolls in, actually having lost their last 2 matchups, I believe. And the Argonauts obviously lost to Patty's Twins in the preseason matchup of the week. The bad news for the Mean Machine is they've lost 2 Alpha Conference games in a row. The Argonauts fell to an Omega Conference team, so their conference record is still pretty pristine. What do you think of this matchup, Mean Machine Argonauts, big-time Alpha Conference matchup?
No, this is huge implications. I mean, I think we were all pretty shocked with the Mean Machine loss last week. The playoff implications are revealing. I mean, I expect us to really learn a lot this week about what's going to happen. I mean, I think all 6 teams probably are still vying when we are looking next week. So we're really, I think, probably in the most exciting playoff stretch, and I think Mean Machine is going to be right in there and probably has one of the most challenging matchups this week.
Okay.
Week 2 really late, left it all on the field against the Argos. I know that they're looking back at that and what happened. Injuries were happening. I think that the Argos have really solidified their lineup with trades in the meantime. Mean Machine doing what they do, going out and getting free agent pickups.
Right.
I think Justin Herbert has a great matchup against the Jets. I really like, the teams he's playing, their defenses overall are not stunning.
Right.
I mean, James Robinson's playing Pittsburgh, and everybody else is
playing a pretty, yeah.
You look at the other side, it's just talent. I mean, Dalvin Cook has been a man on fire. Devontae Adams has been unstoppable. But I think Indianapolis are going to play a little tighter. But I just look at Julio. I look at the getting Taysom Hill. I just think that with some trades that are going to be happening, I think we've all seen he's solidifying the positions. I think that the Argonauts get revenge here. I think that they really move to lock a playoff position this week.
Okay.
A win for them would do that. And so I think that they have the inside track, and they win this, and they really solidify themselves. Mean Machine, on the other hand, I mean, could really make things interesting with a win here.
Right.
The Argonauts could go from winning the Omega Conference with a win to potentially not making the playoffs if they lose.
Okay.
I don't think that's the case. I think they get the job done. I think it's a good matchup, and it's going to be close. I think they win it, though, 135 to 128.
All right, man. I'm going to actually have to go the other way in this matchup because of matchups. Now, the Argonauts are the more talented team. Most weeks you would take their lineup over the Mean Machines. But I'm looking at Herbert against the Jets, Miles Sanders against Cleveland, Alvin Kamara, and Michael Thomas against Atlanta. It looks really, really good for them. And even Amari Cooper against the Minnesota defense, I think that with Andy Dalton back in the lineup, that's not a bad play at all. Like you said, Robinson's the only one with a tough matchup, and he could probably get some garbage late in the game against the Steelers team that probably will be up. This guy, Koo, is a really good kicker. And I think Baltimore is going to do well against Tennessee. Now, on the Argonauts side, obviously Nick Chubb returned to the lineup, and he looked awesome, except that he stepped out on the 1-yard line, and I'm sure that they could have used those points. Mike Davis won't be in the lineup, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with their flex. I think that the Mean Machine pulls another upset, and this is what probably carries them into the playoffs, the fact that they get this sweep. I got the Mean Machine winning this matchup 139 to the Argonauts 133. And moving on to our prestige matchup of the week, we have the first place GAFF Attack taking on Only for the Boss. All right, man, so this matchup is a matchup of teams maybe not going in the right direction right now. I think that the teams that are behind them see an opening, and for good reason. The GAFF, I mean, it was cracking early because your head coach was getting you 20, your D's getting you 18 to 28. And then you have somebody come out of nowhere with a crazy game that you didn't expect. Wayne Gallman got him actually last week. On Only for the Boss's side, horses weren't in order, but he better get them back in order at least before tonight, because I don't know if Seahawks coach is as safe as he might like it to be. What do you think of this matchup, man? Both of these teams coming off of losses. They both need to bounce back for their playoff chances. Prestige matchup of the week, interconference, Omega GAFF, Alpha Only for the Boss.
Yeah, I love this matchup. I mean, to have two teams in the second to last week that could both win their conferences or both not make the playoffs,
right.
This is super exciting. I think, though, that Only for the Boss, this is their game to lose.
Okay.
Again, I spoke about it earlier. He's got the Chiefs. Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. These guys are all premier at their position.
Right.
You look at the other side, Russell Wilson, was having an MVP type season, still is to a degree.
Yeah.
But in the last month or so, I think that people have started to figure Seattle out.
Okay.
I think that they've been struggling, and they're playing an Arizona team that I think is honestly going to get them.
Okay.
I think that the one side of the weakness, I'll say, in the Giants' defense, like they're not even playing this week. So
right.
He's got
to
figure something out there. I don't know if you want to do that Saints Atlanta game. I expect that thing to be a shootout, high scoring. And the Seahawks, I wouldn't touch the Seahawks right now.
Right.
Outside of their wide receivers, too many injuries, too many uncertainties. I think that things get a little nervous for the GAFF this week.
Okay.
I think that Only for the Boss gets a win. I think that they actually leave no doubt this week.
Okay.
I'm expecting the Chiefs to do big things. I'm going to say that Only for the Boss goes 147 to the GAFF's 131.
Okay. I think that their scoring has shown that it could possibly be capped. Now, they do get Todd Gurley back into the lineup. And I do like Nyheim Hines as a play because Green Bay's run defense is bad. But it could be Nyheim Hines. It could be Jordan Wilkins. It could be Jonathan Taylor. You just never know with that Colts backfield. It's just a gamble to me playing either of those. Obviously, we're going to see the greatness of D-Hop again tonight. We saw him catch that Hail Mary. Ridiculous. And, that's just the kind of luck the GAFF is probably going to need, moving forward. And I think that he has that kind of luck. I like the Claypool play. I like Baltimore. Even though I think the Tennessee game will be high scoring, I think Baltimore's defense will be opportunistic. The coach play against the Jets. I don't think that the Chargers are going to have much trouble there. Now, Only for the Boss's side, I got to see the whole lineup. We get Tyreek, Patrick, and Kelce back, but he's got to get Calvin Ridley back in that lineup and really start to go from there. They obviously don't have Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is the number 3 wide receiver in the PPL. That's going to be a big loss for them. I don't know how they're going to fill some of their other spots. The GAFF is ready. I don't know if Only for the Boss is. I have the GAFF Attack winning this matchup and keeping themselves in first place in the Omega Conference. 126 to the Only for the Boss is 119. Alrighty, PPLers, thanks for another great week of PPL Live. Ulysses S. Hate and Gino the Gent signing off. May the odds be ever in your favor.